Okay, so we're looking at exercise 1b, question 3b. And in this question, we're asked to find the perimeter of this shape. So immediately it should be clear that we don't have the length of all the sides just by looking at it. We can, for instance, straight away write in that this side here, the one with two dashes, matches this side here, the other one with the two dashes. So we can straight away write in the 0.5 kilometers. But we have a bit of a problem because this side and this side, which match because they have one dash each, don't actually have a number next to them, right? So we don't know how long they are. And we also don't know how long this side is. So we're going to have to figure those out. Now, the best way to do that is to actually draw in an imaginary rectangle that sort of completes the outside of this shape. Now, excuse the drawing, it won't be very good. But that's the idea. So this is our whole rectangle here around the outside. Now, if we look at that rectangle, we should be able to see that this side here is exactly the same length as that side here. That's true because it's a rectangle. So, if that's true, we know that this whole side will be 2.6, this side in the yellow. So, I'll get rid of the yellow just for a second, and I'll write in 2.6, and that's for the whole side. I'll put that in brackets. But we don't actually want the whole side, right? What we want is this line here, which matches with that there. So we don't actually have a number next to this one either, but what we can do is we can say, well, if the whole side is 2.6, but we don't need this last bit, this 0.5, we can actually say that the length of that side is 2.6 take, or minus 0.5, which will give us 2.1 kilometers. All right, so if that's 2.1 kilometers, this one here, 2.1 kilometers, that means that this is also 2.1 kilometers. So now we know this side. And if we know this side, we also know the one down here because they both have dashes on them. So that's also 2.1 kilometers. All right, finally, we want to work out this side here. And to work out this side here, we do the same trick, right? But on the other side of the rectangle. So if this is 2.1, that means this is 2.1 as well. Again, I'll highlight it and then I'll get rid of the highlight so you can see it. So these both have to be 2.1 because they're opposite sides of the rectangle. And we have that this is 2.1. So let me get rid of the yellow one more time. And what we actually want is this side here. Well, that side here is the same as this side. So we start off with 2.1 as the whole thing, and again we subtract what we don't need, which is 0.5. And this process of taking the whole side or taking the whole shape and subtracting what you don't want is very useful in this whole topic. So that's 1.6 kilometers. Again, do that on the calculator if you're not sure. So now we actually have all the sides. Now, to make it easier to see, I'm actually going to draw out this shape as best I can on this side of the page, just so that it's a bit clearer. And then we have all our measurements. So we have the same sort of boot shape that we had before. I'll put in the right angles just so it's clear what's what. Okay, and then let's label our lengths. So we had, this was 0.5, this was 2.1, this was 1.6, this was 0.5, this was 2.1, and this was 2.6. So now that you have all the lengths, the hard part's over. All you need to do now is just add them all up and make sure you get every side. So we'll start off here. So it's 2.6 plus 2.1 plus 0.5 plus 1.6 plus 2.1 and finally plus the last bit 0.5. Alright, so that's all we do, right? We look at the shape, we look at the total lengths of the outside of the shape, and that'll give us our perimeter. And if we add those all up, we should get 9.4, and the unit was kilometers, so 9.4 kilometers. And that's the answer.